Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Erlengrat. We have to provide it. It's like you used to be able to get them in FS19 where they provided the manure for you, and it was just like it was loaded up on the side of the field. And yes, you had the situation where your machine never actually ran out of the stuff, which potentially is not overly realistic, but you still got the experience of using it, and that's the bit that I liked. That was kind of what I was after in that. It wasn't so much that I was concerned about, you know, where the manure is coming from. It was just the experience of being able to go and do all these different jobs. So you seem to have fewer tasks that you get to enjoy doing. Now, I know I'm driving onto someone else's field right here. Probably not the best idea, but I'm sure he'll be fine with it because we've done a lot of work for him. And I was going to say we'd probably do more work for him, but it depends who the farmer is because I'm not doing a baling jobs at the moment. I want to just go in here and change that one. So I've got wait during unload is off. And I'll put that one up to 100%. Okay. Oops. There. I'll bring it down to this end, and then I will start it, and then I'll jump straight to the tractor, and where's that one up the road up here? Yeah. Right, off we go. AI vehicle extension. We've got a nice big field here, so we are almost definitely, well, it depends on what trailer have we got. Contract on field 23 is finished. This trailer right here, we are definitely going to be filling this one all the way to the brim, and then having to fill up another trailer and take some of that one as well in order to complete the field contract, and then we'll be able to sell some stuff after that. So Helper D has completed their task. Let me get this one down to this field before. I'm pretty sure Helper D is the fertilizer. Can add it there. Is it? It's a job to tell sometimes. Soybeans, we got the Massey Ferguson, and we got the H6105. Is 6105 the Bureau? Pretty sure it is. I don't think that's anything to do with the fertilizer. I'm pretty sure that is the Bureau that is doing the work over there. And we're only on 10% on the soybean, so I should be alright to leave this tractor on this side of the field and then not do anything else with it. And then we can pick up the combine as he comes on round. So I'm just going to stop him right there like that, and then we can jump up through here. So the Bureau is, yeah, it is this one here that stopped. So the Bureau is the 6105. Yes, it is. I actually want to watch this because I'm curious how far over the actual edge of the field is. And one more pass, I think, is going to be enough to find the edge of the field just along there. So we will skip back to that one very soon. And you are the next one that I want. So that field is finished. I need to get to field 13 next. So we'll drop down here. There's actually a gateway partway along the field over here. It's just the other side of those two trees, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there it is. There's the gateway for that one. Come out round here. We've got 2,200 litres of fertilizer left on board, so we used about 1,000 litres to do that field. It's not too bad. And then once we've done field 13, there may be another field or two that comes up. I suspect mostly we're going to start getting a few more harvest jobs coming up. That's not a bad thing. Harvest jobs are time consuming. It takes a little bit of time to go and get them set up. I mean, ultimately, yes, we do make a nice bit of money from it, but I don't like to have too many of them all at once because it does get a bit tedious just doing harvest jobs. Fertilizer jobs, yeah, I mean, it's the same with any job. You don't want lots and lots of them all at the same time. But at least with fertilizer jobs, you jump through each of them pretty quickly. So you haven't got a lot of waiting around and messing about there with sort of stuff that you don't really want to go and do. Where is that tractor? He's out the other end of the field. So I should be able to get to field 13 and get started on that contract before the Bureau comes back. I'm hoping I can, because I really want to see it get to that like little tail end of the field there and see what is going to happen with it, how much space we've got left in that field there, so on and so forth. All very important questions. Let's bring you around here without actually driving you into... Ooh, crumbs. If I drove into the river... There's no comeback from that. If I drive into the river, I said right at the very beginning of the first hardcore series I did, if I drive something into the river, I have to sell the equipment immediately and then buy it back from the shop to represent the massive cost involved with doing that. Now, you could argue that we'd be insured. Yes. The problem is that we would probably lose our no-claims discount by doing something like that. Probably if it was a one-off situation, it wouldn't necessarily affect our insurance premiums going forward, but there is always that possibility as well. So you've got to be very, very careful about such things. You don't want to make too many claims on your insurance. Now, I'm going to bring this one back over here, like that. And I'm going to bring it back here. I'm not going to do anything around the edges of the field, and I'm going to start right there. Field not owned. There, right. Now you own the field, so I can... Ooh. Okay. Come on a little bit further than I expected it to, but it's doing alright at the moment. Now, how much more is the actual field set onto? Once it's gone through this bit, how far down does it come? At the edge of it there. Okay, it's actually quite a bit there. It does look like we've got a bit more field here still, so it'll come on down through for one more pass on the field. Let me have a look now on the map. Zoom right in. Oh, I see. Like, he's pretty much on the edge of the field right there, and then that bit just in there is a little tiny bit extra. So when he comes back again, he may not go all the way up to that end of the field. That may be about it as far as he's going to go. So in theory, this one line here that it's doing at the moment is the single longest draw on the field out of all of it. We got this one long draw all the way up through there. It doesn't quite get, you know, all the way up to the other end. If we were able to go at a slightly different angle. I know a lot of farms will put in the multi-terrain stuff so that you can literally go at any angle you want to. I do and I don't like multi-terrain stuff. The multi-angle terrain. I do and I don't like it. Like, it is good that you can kind of set yourself up at any angle you want to, but if you're working it in a field and you've already started and then you go back to it, it's very difficult to line it up so you continue on at the angle that you were previously working on. So if you're doing something like slurry and you've done the hired help, has done like a couple of passes, and then you go back to do it again, it's very difficult to make sure that it continues on that exact same line. And that's the bit that I don't particularly like about the multi-angle terrain. So he's going all the way up to here. Now, it's not actually part of the fields, but I mean, that's a long way up right there. I'm going to stay with it. Curious now just how far it's going to go. So it comes on round 6105. Magnificent beast of tractor. And there is the more defined line of ploughing coming out onto this side. Is it going to go all the way up to the far end of the field to just get that last little tiny bit next to the silage bunker, or is it going to stop quite a bit shy of that point? We're on 75% soybean, the capacity on the combine now with the soybeans, so we will want to pop down there in a minute and sort of deal with that, but we're not going to yet. We're going to stay with the plow. We've been around and we've seen several other jobs. This one's just been working in the background. We've got to cultivate all of this field after this. Then we've got to seed it all. Do I seed the entire thing with grass again and just like put the grass all back again? I mean, yes, it is a bit of an expensive exercise what we're doing, but I kind of wanted to define the edges of our field a little bit better and just, you know, plow up these old roots and stuff in here, give us a better quality of crop. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get a better quality of crop, not as far as the game is concerned, but in real life it could definitely help things out a bit, at least. So what's going to happen here? I think it's going to stop here, because I think that was actually the outside edge of the field. Just there we go. So it's a little tiny bit further up that it could potentially have gone across. And oh, I was going to say, it looked like maybe he was heading up that way, but he's not. He's decided not to go for that. So this down here, where we've got our track coming up into the fields, I don't know what we're going to do there. I feel like we might want to do something there at some point in the future, just to like, change it round a little bit. So the grass there, we go right down close to the tree. We've got the edge of the field on that bit. Again, this is more bits that maybe we want to sort of redefine the edges of the field a bit more thoroughly, just to make it a little bit easier to work the land. But we don't need to worry about that now. So you're doing just fine. You are almost full, so I want to have this one. We'll take that cover off, and we will away. Don't know. Okay, the combine should make it to the end of the row there. It's actually done 2 complete circuits of the fields and a little bit more. So it's only got like a couple of % of space left in the tank. I reckon it probably would have gotten to the end of the row, but I'm just going to empty it out anyway. And I'm going to drive on around here. Let it turn the corner. And then we'll empty it out. So we'll run up alongside it just here. I'll bring you in like this. And off we go. I know I've been talking quite a bit lately about sort of an ultimate sim game, an ultimate RPG, VR sim game as well, and things like that. So I've been talking a lot about all these different types of games. Starting to get some interesting feedback from the different ones. One in particular was someone was saying if the game that I've been describing for the last month was ever actually made, there could be some serious implications for getting people to not play. It could become that addictive that people would be spending literally their entire lives in the game and not focusing on anything else. This was actually something that was addressed in the film Ready Player One. It was addressed a little bit in Ready Player One, and I thought it was quite good, like the way that they kind of just touched on it briefly and said, you know, there are people it just sort of takes over their whole lives and everything. I don't disagree with that sentiment. I don't disagree with that at all. I think it's entirely possible that that could happen. New contracts in here. Have we got anything? Okay, there's nothing extra has come in at the moment. So we've got 2 fertilizer jobs right here. 4,500 on that one and 4,006 on that one right there. And then we've got our harvest job still to go. So I'm going to start this one up. Just going to whiz around like that. And we're going to head back home. Now, I've got capacity for 1 more bag of fertilizer if I want to go and buy it. I'm not actually going to buy it, because we've got at least 1 fertilizer job's worth in the tank here, possibly 2. So we'll just leave it as it is at the moment. We'll top up some other time, because also I can only fit 1 in there. It'd be better if I could put 2 in. So that we're on 19,000 euros. We might want to consider now loading up some more silage, taking that over to the BGA and doing some, just doing that job there. Of course, the other thing to consider is going and getting the, actually I might do that. Oh, bunker silo is done fermenting. So we've now got silage that we can start processing over at the BGA. I could unhitch this one, go and get the cultivator and bring it back so that we don't have to do that with the Bureau. It would be a little bit quicker if we was to do it with this one. The Bureau is stating that he's finished his work right there. We know that he hasn't. I probably didn't want to go bouncing across that one right there. He's just sort of reached the end of the line and run out of field again. So let's just go over there. And lower that one down a little bit. There we go. And then I will bring the tractor over this way. So you don't actually need to do anything to charge it up. You just park it near it. And if it lights up, it's charging. So you went up to there. Oh, I see what it's done. It's sort of come over to this bit. So then if I press H, no, it's still completed. How far is the edge of the field from here? This could be quite a way. There we go. Right, there's the edge of the field there. That's actually a lot further away than I thought it was. That is a lot further away than I thought. So we've got like a little bit of a dip there on the edge of the field, which I don't particularly like. I might get rid of. I might change that round a little bit. Get rid of a little part of that later. We'll wait and see. But anyway, that one's going to keep going over there. We've got you. Absolutely fine. I don't need to do anything with that one. That's it. Right. Well, I'll go back to this one. I haven't actually charged it up very much. And we will get the cultivator and we will bring it back here. I'm not going to start cultivating yet because I actually want to finish all of the ploughing first. And then, because we're going to be using the plough to do some stuff around the edge of the field. But what I could do is once I've got the cultivator, is we'll use some of this 19,500 euros that we've got to do the little bits of landscaping that I was talking about doing around the edge of the field. Because I still need to plough around the edge of the field anyway. And this might help to just make things go a little bit easier. There's also a couple of trees that we could do some work on. I'm actually quite liking the idea of spending a bit of time just working on our own land. We've got this 20,000 euro kind of leeway of things that we can do. So I just want to bring this one here back to the farm. A little bit light on its front here. This one, he's struggling to hold that one, but I mean, he's doing it all right. Yeah, if we were to maybe cut down a couple of those trees, get them out of the way, we got stumps that we could go and remove, so we could get a little bit of cash from dragging the logs down and selling those so they're out the way, and we could really, like, we could spend a week or so of episodes just kind of focusing on our own land up here. We still obviously keep the contracts running in the background. We've got the harvest job going at the moment. That's going to bring us in a bit of money. I don't want to be driving around like that. That harvest job is going to bring us in a little bit of money once it's done, which should be great. Once we've finished here, I might actually sell the... this one is going to go over in front of that. Oop, okay, I definitely didn't want to do that. This one's going to go over in front of here at the moment. Once we have finished, easy does it, the silage, once we've gotten rid of all the silage, I may actually sell the silage bunker here. I think that might be something that we should consider doing. So we'll get rid of all the silage, and then we could sell the silage bunker. I don't know how much we get for it. We can go and have a look at that in just a second if I just hook this one up. Back you in there. Hitch that one up. Unfold that. I'll bring you up to there, like that, and forward a bit. Yeah, about there. Okay, we'll start that one up. And I will lower it down like that. Helper A has completed their task. That is going to be the ploughing once more. Is it going to do it? No, that's still saying it's completed the task. If I go forward just a tiny little bit, though... Oh. How close am I going to have to get? Oh, there. Seriously? I don't get the logic behind the hired help some days. I may have mentioned that before. Sometimes it just doesn't seem to make any sense. Sometimes you think, yeah, that's actually, you know, makes perfect sense that it would only go that far. But other times you look at it and you think, what is wrong with you? There is no actual serious issues here, but you seem to have turned it into a serious issue. What? But why? There's no need for that kind of behaviour. You don't need to do it like this, but nope, they know best. Oh, we'll try and overlook that. So, new contracts. No, nothing else in there, which means that, yes, we will go with... I'm still loading this one up. If I lift that one up, what I've got to do is just back up a little bit like that. Fire it up again. And drop it down. And then we can load up that trailer. So we've got a little bit left on here. There isn't much, though. This will soon all be finished. And, yeah, although, you know, 90 grand and getting the conveyor belts all set up over at the BGA, I think that would be quite cool to be able to go and do. I don't think it's something that we should be doing at the moment. I think that's a little bit too expensive. I don't think it's something that we want to invest in right now. I think I'm going to have trouble picking that one up again. We may regret doing that, but never mind. I think it's going to be this lot right. Actually, we can easily see exactly how much it's going to be. So if I come over here and then press F1 like that, I got 57,000 litres left. Which is, if I load on these two trailers, 57, it's 2 more loads, and then there'll be a little bit besides. 57, that's going to be 48. Yeah, it'll be 1 trailer load after that. So it'll be 2 double loads, and then there'll be a single trailer just to finish off, and then that'll be everything done down here. And then all we need to do is worry about the stuff at the BGA. So I did say I was going to have a look at how much it's going to cost us to sell the silage clamp. How much it's going to cost, how much we'll get back for it. It's not going to be a great deal because it wasn't very expensive to go and buy it. Oh, yeah, the whole thing with the massive sim game, so people are going to be spending lots and lots of time in the game, wanting to play the game only. Where are they, you know, nobody would be going... One of the issues raised was, well, you know, potentially nobody is going to be going to work, ever, because they'll be playing the game. I don't think that would be the case. Maybe, I mean, there'll be plenty of people who'll be able to find a way to earn a living playing the game, so you'd be able to do that. But if you don't pay your bills, if you sort of never go to work and you don't pay your bills, your electricity tends to disappear. And if you haven't got electricity, how are you going to play your game? How are you going to get online to play the game if you're not doing it? So I don't think it would get to that point. I think, yes, the VR situation would definitely have more of an ability for players to become addicted to it. It would be, you'd have more issues with addiction in gaming than you do now. And we already have, you know, addiction in gaming is already a concern among quite a lot of people. And there is addiction in gaming. There are plenty of people who are thoroughly addicted to gaming and can do nothing else. But that doesn't mean that everybody is. And it definitely doesn't mean that it's something that can't be dealt with in meaningful ways, you know, by taking short breaks and stuff. I didn't really like the ending of Ready Player One, where they switched the thing off on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week to force people to go and do other things. The reason I didn't like that was because, one, it was split. So it's turned off for 2 days a week, but it's turned off on a Tuesday and turned off on a Thursday, which means that you go in there, you know, if you Wednesday, that's the only day that you've got. It's just like one day, and then it's shut down for another 24 hours. But what if you do shift work? What if, you know, the middle of the week is the only time off that you ever get? You basically, your gaming time has suddenly evaporated. I mean, to be honest, if gaming has always been a very big part of my life, and if there was something like that around, if I was being asked to do shift work where my only days off were going to be like Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'd find another job. I would just find another job, or I would, you know, find a way to change that round. Like that wouldn't sit well. That would not sit well with me at all. I'm gonna have to go back this way now. I'm not gonna be able to go back across our field because our field is now all ploughed up all the way back to our house. Soybeans, that one is completely full, so once I get this back to the yard, I will go and empty out the combine, and then we can go and do another load of silage. We're going to empty this one out completely now, I think. That's going to be our very next task. And then, well, I think we'll start looking at maybe doing a little bit of the landscaping stuff we want to do around the edges, because obviously I've still got ploughing to do around the edges. But we need to landscape it first, so I've got some tree stumps that I need to go and grind out and remove. And then we've got a few other bits. I do have to decide whether or not I want to remove some of the rocks using the mod that allows us to remove the placeables. So there are a few that, well, I say a few, there's one that I think that I would want to remove. This one down here, I think we should just leave that one and work around it. I definitely do think we should just leave it and work around it because, you know, it's quite a significant boulder there. But there is one further up that I thought it might actually be quite beneficial to us to be able to remove it. To the point where I think that if I was the farmer running the place... Let's just park that one there a minute. And you know what I'm going to do? She's just going to bring it over here. Yeah, like that. That one and turn that one off. Nope. There. That one. Landscape. Okay, I'm all the way over here at the moment. Zoom out as far as we can, and we go whizzing back over this way, and we come up here. So that one isn't really in the way. Like we would take out a chunk here. We want to remove those stumps. There's actually a little bit of kind of leveling work maybe I'd want to do there. Again, there's not really much of an issue. There's leveling work there. There's quite a dip there, which was causing us some problems previously. And along the edges here, although for the most part that I think is fairly alright. There's a bit there that I want to do. I don't know why it sort of came out onto the edge there, but it was this bit here. I wanted to remove those trees there, and that stone. That was kind of the one. It was that one stone there that really bugged me. Out of everything, that was the only bit that sort of irritated me on the entire thing. Was that stone there. What? What is that? Have we got a tree stump stuck in the middle of there somewhere? I really hope there isn't a tree stump stuck in there somewhere. That's a bit of an odd thing to happen. We haven't cut any... Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.